My name's Anna Lee. My TAs are Nick and Dr. B, and today I'll be demonstrating how to use a Bunsen burner properly. So to begin, we have our setup, as you can see here. Before we light the Bunsen burner we want to make sure that our surroundings are clear so that we don't accidentally catch anything on flame. And we also want to make sure that our beaker is clear of any cracks. So because if we heat a cracked beaker, that could potentially lead to the rest of the beaker shattering. So for the apparatus, we have our first ring stand that is about the width of 2 fingers above the top of the Bunsen burner. We then have our wire gauze on top of our first ring. And then our second ring is about 2/3 the height of the beaker above the first ring. So now that we have gone over our apparatus, I'll be demonstrating how to actually use the Bunsen burner. So first, we also want to make sure that the gas flow regulator dial and the air intake valve are also completely shut, which I have done so already. There we go. Next, we're going to take the hose and attach one end to the Bunsen burner.
We want to make sure that the inner cone,
and then the other end of the hose will be into the gas supply valve.
we also want to make sure
Before we actually create a flame, I want to make sure that the striker is working, and the spark shows that it is. So now that I know it's working, I'm going to be opening the gas flow regulator dial about 1 full turn, and the air intake valve just slightly. Also going to be placing my beaker on top of the wiring. So I opened the gas flow regulator dial and the air intake valve, and I'm going to be now switching on the gas supply valve.
I wasn't trying to. I was trying to adjust the air intake valve.
Because I couldn't light the flame in 10 seconds, I'm going to turn the gas supply valve off and try again. Now I have a flame. So what I want is a nice light blue cone. And so in order to do that, I'm going to be adjusting the air intake valve. So we get a nice blue cone. And as you can see the light blue cone now. And we don't want too much of the orange. And then I'm going to be moving the Bunsen burner underneath my solution. And the ideal height of the flame is where the light blue inner cone is just below the wire gauze. And I'm going to be turning the gas flow regulator dial in order to get the height of the flame to be right under. Now this looks like a pretty good flame because we have the cone and also the height is good. So I'm going to let my DI water warm up for a little bit.
In order to set up the apparatus, make sure the first ring
And then
is a couple of centimeters above.
I think that I've heated my DI water enough, so I'm going to be shutting the gas supply valve off. I'm going to be moving the Bunsen burner.
That everything is turned off.
And I'm going to be using beaker tongs in order to take my DI water beaker and place it there. And then to disassemble the Bunsen burner, I'm going to first take off the hose. And this is how you properly use the Bunsen burner to heat up a DI water solution.